got my first unboxing for the Halloween season this year, I think. It wasn't supposed to be a Halloween unboxing, it's supposed to be a 4th of July unboxing, but took a little bit to get it in. So this is from Studio House Designs. We'll get the big item out of the way here first. We've got a Return of the Living Dead towel. Then, I grabbed the other bigger item in here next. So we've got a 245 trioxin. It's supposed to be a cooler. I guess I should have read the dimensions on the site because I thought it was going to be a little bit bigger than this. This could hold maybe, a couple cans of soda or something, but it's a little cooler, which is kind of nice. Honestly, it probably won't be the worst thing to have because taking this, when we're going to go film stuff, we just throw a couple drinks in there with an ice pack. To go along with that, we got a koozie. Watch more horror movies, and their logo on the backside. Got a Return of the Living Dead keychain. It's like a floating keychain. And then we got a pair of Return of the Living Dead shorts. Which actually, I think they're swim shorts. And last but not least, I guess it's supposed to be a They Live inspired sticker. So yeah, pretty cool little set. Like I said, it felt like it should have been something that arrived earlier in the summer, but I guess there were some delays on some of the pieces, but very cool to finally have it. Well, following up on the Joe Lynch recommendations, I did watch a Serbian film. I borrowed this from Colin to check out, and I'm not going to go in depth on a review on that one, but if nothing else, I could say it lived up to its own reputation in that I walked away from it feeling fairly disturbed, and I didn't think that was possible still with horror movies. Honestly, the last thing I ever saw that really kind of bugged me was Hereditary. But yeah, that one definitely was a difficult watch for sure. Very interesting movie, but goddamn. I did go back and watch it with the Adam and Joe commentary afterwards, which it was a nice palate cleanser, despite kind of still seeing the movie again. I was kind of doing other things and really listening to the commentary more so than watching the movie along with it, because I had just watched it. But that was at least kind of funny. So, not sure I'd ever recommend this, but it was an experience, that's for sure. And a couple days after watching that, we were out at the cabin filming Executioner, and we had some free time on Friday night when Joe Bob was doing his marathon Last Drive-In. So I put that on, not knowing what the hell we were watching, and came in right at the start of When Evil Dwells, and maybe not quite as impactful as Serbian film in terms of disturbing shit, but that was definitely a movie that pushed limits in ways I was not expecting. And it was really interesting to watch. I already want to rewatch that one because I want to appreciate it a little bit more than I did the first watch through. That is one that I would recommend checking out. It's bleak and does some crazy shit, but I think that one is very much worth watching. So the other day I went to a local comic shop and I grabbed a couple secondhand action figures that I was missing in my collection. So I got the plaid zombie from NECA from Dawn of the Dead from the Cult Classics line. I got the McFarlane. Technically they call it the Pit Witch, but the Pit Witch is the other one in the pit. This is the Pit Bitch. There's several action figures of this thing that are labeled Pit Witch because I guess you can't put Pit Bitch on a figure packaging. It also did come with the Ash, but I have 3 of those Ashes, so I didn't put it in here. And then one of my favorites, the Mezco Attack of the Living Dead. I think this is Earl. I had the darker variant of him, and this is the pale variant. And just one of my favorite zombie figures ever. So I was like, you know what, I will get the variant because it's just too cool. I think he has a little bit of a different sculpt as well in the face, but I just had to have that one. Such a cool line. It's a shame it only has a few figures in it. But if you don't have them, I highly recommend picking them up because they are just super rad, old school horror figures that aren't really branded to anything, but they're just gross and cool. And that's part of a larger initiative, project, whatever you want to call it, to kind of clean up my figure displays. So I've been trying to work on setting up my detals with NECA stuff and really trying to, either make dioramas in them or to just have very comprehensive shelves in it. So this is, the whole top row is my Universal Monsters stuff. It's a little odd in here, but I used some various stuff I made, some stuff that came with other figures or whatever to kind of set up this little parlor kind of thing, I guess. But I got the Phantom of the Opera, London After Midnight, Invisible Man, and the Carfax Abbey version of Dracula in there.
And then the biggest setup for just one figure, this is the Mummy, but I included all this extra Egyptian stuff. I don't know what it is about the Mummy figure, just made me want to buy a bunch of accessories and display it with a bunch of other stuff. So a lot of this is out of the figure Obscura, Anubis, and Bastet. I think those were the figures that it came with. And then, you know, some of the previous Mummy releases as well. But I just think it's a really cool shelf, and you know, Egyptian mythology and mummification practices are just super interesting. So I think it's a cool thing to have on display. Then I have my kind of crypt shelf. So this has the Transylvania Dracula as well as Nosferatu, Count Orlok, along with Dracula's coffin. Then I do have the Mezco Nosferatu coffin. It's a little small, obviously, for that figure, but it works. I got some rats and the various stuff that came with the Dracula pack, including the bat. I'm realizing I very badly need to Windex this case. And I think, just because I don't have a better place for him, I don't have him in here yet. Probably the Wolfman's going to go in here too. I just haven't added him in yet. Then I've got my Frankenstein's monster shelf. So I have the one on the table back there, and then one just kind of standing tall. I've got the Sun version from Diamond Select, Universal Select. I've got the Sideshow Igor back there as well. And the NECA Bride on the Diamond display base. Still hoping we're going to get that Bride version from NECA soon of the chair and everything. I feel like that's been on pre-order for like 18 years at this point. But it'll have to cram in here somewhere. It's running out of room already. But we'll figure that out. Then I got my Texas Chainsaw shelf. So this is a combination mostly of NECA and Mezco stuff. So I got the NECA Part 1 there. Actually, the two versions of Part 1. In the back, I have the Mezco Hitchhiker and the Old Lady version. So I got the Kills Mask and the Pretty Woman up front. Can't wait to upgrade that Pretty Woman. Honestly, can't wait to upgrade the Killer Mask one as well, just because I want that green chainsaw from them. Part 2 Leatherface from Mezco. Part 2 Chop Top and Nubbins. Remake from Mezco, and the Begins version from NECA back there. Wish we could get out of Part 3 somewhere along the line. I know Mezco was going to do one, but the line canceled before that happened. Definitely would like to see more Texas Chainsaw for sure. Got my Myers shelf. I definitely need to redo this a little bit. A, because 2018 version is taking a nap on the Rob Zombie versions back there. And also because I got to add Loomis in here as well. Jason shelf, looking pretty packed in here, but got all the representations in there. Only thing missing, of course, is a Part 8, because we don't have a Part 8, but got everything else, I think. And then we got our Freddy shelf, all the various versions in there. I couldn't fit them all, to be quite honest. I have more. I tried to kind of put some of the Mezco ones in because they're more unique, like the Surgeon Freddy and the Chef and the Tuxedo version, and then just have some good representations of, you know, Part 1, 2, 3, Freddy's dead in there. Also do have Nancy in the tub back there that you can't even see because of the damn boiler room set. But yeah, got a lot of Freddy stuff, and a lot of it looks the same, so it was just kind of, you know, pick and choose here. And then last up is Evil Dead down here, which I have obviously the Pit Witch and another couple figures I need to add back in here as well. So that one needs to be cleaned up too. Up on the top, I finally have the Ghostbusters Diamond Select diorama set up. It's actually missing a couple pieces in the back just because it has, it's too big for the top of a Detolf. But I have had this set almost complete for years. I finally had to go and buy the Library Ghost and the Cab Driver Ghost to complete everything. And I finally was able to put this whole thing together and actually have it on display after starting to buy these figures. I forget how long ago it was. This is a long time that I had some of these earlier figures. So glad that that's finally kind of all together. But essentially at the bottom of this, I have 7 more cubes that I could add things to. So I made a list of things I wanted theme-wise down there, but I got to kind of revisit that and double check what exactly I want to put in based on what figures I have. But if anybody has any suggestions, definitely let me know in the comments, because I'd be very open to taking some ideas to set things up in different ways.
So on August 26th, I had the day off from work, so I decided to go out to Universal to kind of look at some stuff prior to Halloween Horror Nights opening. Unfortunately, I wasn't thinking about the fact that I wouldn't really have time to edit any of it into a vlog before Halloween Horror Nights opened later that week. So I'm going to throw some clips in here, but they're not super critical for anything because there's videos of the actual event out there. But, you know, some daytime shots of some of the scare zones as they were being set up might be interesting. It was also kind of cool because it was so close to the event opening. It looks like they were doing some training and some final prep and stuff. So there were a lot of, you know, it looked like maybe higher up people, you know, dressed in like more business casual attire and suits, walking around, looking at the different areas. There were groups of employees being led around, kind of shown different areas. So it looks like they might have been temporary hires or seasonal hires for Halloween Horror Nights, kind of being shown what was going on around there. I didn't get any of that on film as far as I know, but it was still kind of interesting to see because I'd never really seen it in that scenario. I don't think I got it on film either, but I did pick up the Mel's Die-In shirt that they have this year. I have always wanted stuff, merch related to that location, and finally they did it, so I'm very happy that that exists. Not sure when I'm actually going to HHN yet. It may end up being sooner than later, or it may end up being way later in the season than I intend. That's not helpful information at all, but I will be there eventually. And to cap off this vlog, we went and filmed some of Executioner over this last weekend, over Labor Day weekend. Not able to share too much because we want to keep as much under wraps as possible, but we were out in the dark, dark woods, filming all night long for some of the scenes.
Rolling sound. Executioner, scene 113H. Take one marker. Action.
This is how goddamn dark this set is right now without the lights moved over here. Like, I'm on a road, but it feels like I'm in the middle of nothing. It's ridiculous. But on this side, we got fake moonlight, and then we can actually see what the hell we're doing. So we just wrapped for the night, and the sun is rising.
I'm very excited to see this all edited together because I think we got some really cool stuff. I think it's taking us longer than any of us expected to get this movie finished, but once it's ready, I think it's going to be worth the wait. So that's going to do it for this video. I'll be back soon with the next one. Later.